Good evening, Stampers. This is Pat from Pat's Card Corner. I'm an independent demonstrator in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm actually a whole minute early. So, I'm not normally here till like 8 o'clock, but it's only 7:59. Woohoo! So, while I wait, I'm just going to get my computer going, and hopefully some people will hop on and say hi and all that other good stuff. So I hope everyone had a great Easter. Mine was very quiet. It's still just not a normal time yet, so a good day though. So tonight, normally I do a Sunday Fun Day with my stampers, and we do a different project during the week or on Sunday, and then I show it to you what we did on Tuesday. Well, because Sunday was Easter Sunday, I took a little vacation from that. So today they haven't even seen what we're doing today, and it's just a couple normal cards that just look a little different way to cut your paper. But quick and easy, and the cards kind of look pretty nice, I think, anyway. So we're actually going to make 2 cards because it is pretty easy. So I actually have supplies for 2 cards here, and you can kind of tell which ones go together because just by the color. So we're going to 2 of these go with this, and then 2 go with the other one. And I am going to go over the measurements so we know exactly what we're going to measure, and I am going to show you the cards real quick. So this is one of the cards that we're going to make, and that's going to be out of the Dandy Garden paper, and the other card we're going to make is out of the ice cream paper, except for I know that that's not the name of it, but this is the other one. So put different embellishments and tags on them. You can do any size you want, just depends on what sentiment you're putting on it, how big it is, how small it is. So anyway, those are the 2 cards we're going to make, and let's go over the size papers that you need. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and so we got 2 of those, and that's the size for those, 4 1/4 by 11. You can cut it 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I tend to cut mine so that they open like a tent, just because I'm usually taking pictures of them, and it looks better in pictures if I can angle them that way. So if you want to make your card 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and score it down the middle, that's perfectly fine. That's not a problem. And you also need a piece of designer series paper, and this paper is 3 3/4 this way by 5. So if your paper is directional, like both of these are, you're going to want to make sure that the 3 3/4 is across the top and the 5 is going down. So otherwise your patterns will be sideways. So you want to make sure that everything is going up and down and not sideways. You're also, for each card, you're going to need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock, and these are just your standard 4 by 5 1/4. So I actually have 4 of them because we're doing 2 cards. So those are 4 by 5 1/4. You need 2 for each card. And then you need something to put your sentiment on, and I like to put a little backing on it so it just kind of the white pops up a little bit more. So these 2 are actually from the Hippo and Friends dies, and then I also have some that were made with the layering oval dies. These dies are going to be retiring from the annual catalog. They are on the retiring list. The layering ovals will be retired on May the 3rd unless they are sold out before then, because everything on the retiring list is while supplies last, and the last day to order these is May the 3rd, because the new catalog comes out on May the 4th. I still don't have my catalog yet, or I would show you the front cover. I'm really hoping to get it soon, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. And when I get it, I will be sharing some projects from new stamp sets, but until then, we're just gonna keep going with what we've got. Okay, so I'm just gonna set these aside. We are gonna do just a little bit of scoring, and that's for these pieces, your cardstock pieces. We're just gonna score them right down the middle. So these are 4 1/4 by 11, so we're gonna score them at 5 1/2. And that's all the scoring we're going to do. So I'm just gonna score that one. And then I'm gonna do the same with the other. So I'm just gonna get everything ready all at once. Just makes it a little easier. So again, these are 4 1/4 by 11, and we are scoring them at 5 1/2, which is right down the middle. So if you don't have something to score them with, you can just fold them and do it that way. All right, now we're going to cut our designer series paper. So this piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and what we're going to do is we're going to line up the top left corner and the bottom right corner right in the groove where our cutting blade goes. So we're going to put one corner in the groove and then the bottom corner in the groove, and then we're going to cut. Oops, I just knocked it. That's not be good. We're just going to cut it right up the middle and divide it into 2 like triangular pieces. And let me do that again. So because this is the corner, if you start right there in the corner and slide your blade up, it might kind of crunch the corner. So I'm going to kind of move my blade up toward the middle a little bit and then cut down and then cut up so it doesn't get crunched on the corner. So once we do that, we're going to kind of put the pieces back together, and then we're going to score it the other direction, or cut it, sorry, the other direction. So we're going to put the top right-hand corner and the bottom left-hand corner right on where the track is, where your cutting blade goes. I'm going to move my cutting blade down so it's not at the end. So I'm going to go up and then down. And so now we have 4 triangular pieces, just like that. So if you didn't get that for this piece, we're going to do the pieces for the other card at the same time. The other thing I didn't tell you is I'm going to put this back here just for a second. When you're choosing your paper, you're going to want to make sure that you like both sides together, the back sides, because 2 of these pieces are going to flip over, so you'll see the other side. So if you don't like the front and the back together, then you might want to choose a different piece of designer series paper for these cards. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Oop, get them off. And then we're going to cut the other piece for the other card the same way. So this is the Dandelion Garden paper, and it's got this real pretty Blackberry Bliss design on the back. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the top left corner and the bottom right, and we're going to put the corner right where the track is, where the cutting blade will go. And again, I'm moving the cutting blade up so it's not all the way at the bottom, because we don't want to get our corners smushed. So I'm just going to, oops, my blade popped out there. So we're going to go down, and then we're going to cut up. And now we have 2 pieces, and we're going to kind of piece it back together so it looks like one piece. And then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take the top right-hand corner and the bottom left, line those up in your cutting blade where the little trench is. And I'm going to move my blade down so it's not at the top. It's going to go up and then go down. And now this one is cut into 4 pieces too. See how easy that was? Not hard at all. So now we are ready to make our cards. So like I said, these cards go really fast. It's really easy, but it's kind of a fun little design that makes it look like you did all this hard work and you know, patching things together, but just really easy. So we're going to do this card first with the Dandy Garden paper that had the dragonflies on it. This is a piece of Blackberry Bliss. We've scored it already, so I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to get my bone folder out, give it a good crease. That's all ready. And then we're going to take one of the pieces of our basic white paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to lay our pieces on here. So you can choose whether or not you want to have, which ones you want to face up and which ones you want to face down. So you can either do it so that both the side ones go like that, if you like that one. Hey Sharon, hey Margaret, hey Julie. Good to see you all. So you can either do it like that, or you can do it the other way. And if you all want to take a vote and see tell me which one you like better, you can do it this way and have it go that way. I think I might do it this way only because the other card I did the other way. So this is what it looks like if it was the other way. So I don't know, what do you think? I'm not sure how much I'm ahead or behind you and watching, so, but I think I'm gonna go with this way. So I'm just gonna kind of leave the pieces on. I'm going to get my glue, and Julie says go for it. I like that. So I'm just gonna glue the pieces on. There is a small amount of border around the outside and a little bit between the pieces, so I'm actually going to turn this so I can see it better. So I'm just going to put this across the top, and I kind of want to make it straight and kind of as even as I can get it from side to side. I'm just going to kind of lay it down. That looks good to me. Hopefully it's good. And then I'm going to do the next piece, and I'm just going to kind of go around and do those pieces. So put a little glue on there, and I am using glue so that I can slide it around a little bit just in case I don't get it exactly where I want it the first time I lay it down, and I just dropped it. So this one, so you want to leave a little bit between the pieces right there, and then you still have a little bit around the outside. And it doesn't go all the way corner to corner, because don't forget you have to put the other piece down. So it's going to go like that. Then these two are going to go just like that in there. Yeah, you're right. For a pattern like this, you do want to kind of see as many of the big dragonflies as you can. So maybe having the bigger pieces on the side showing the dragonflies, maybe you see a little bit more. Could be. I don't know, we'll have to compare once we get this one done. And you can see, you know, this is kind of easy to put together, but it actually kind of looks a little quilted, kind of a little bit pattern, maybe. But it makes it look like you've done a whole lot more than you really did. So, and there we go. We have that together, and now this is ready to go onto the front of our card, just like that. I am going to put a little bit of ribbon around it, because if anybody knows me well, they know I love to put ribbon on cards. So when a new catalog comes out, one of the first things I buy is all the ribbon, because I just like ribbon. So you do want to put it on first before you put your card together. So there's two ways you can put ribbon on. I'm going to show you this way on this card and the other way on the other card. So this one, I'm just going to wrap it around, leave a long tail, and I'm actually going to tie a bow right on it. So I'm just going to kind of cut that off. And I'm going to tie a bow on this side. And I don't know why, but if I turn my card upside down, my bows come out better. So I'm going to turn it upside down and then tie my bow. Maybe it's because I'm left-handed. I have no idea. But if I do it this way, then the tails will be facing the direction that I want them to be facing. Or maybe not. No, see, now it came out the way I wanted it to. Now it's upside down. All right. Evidently, I lied, and it didn't come out better that way. We'll try it again, see what happens. We're going to try it right side up this time. And if it comes out all wonky, I'm going to flip it upside down again. Nope, it came out just right. When I was doing it earlier, when I made the other card, I had to turn it upside down. So there we go. So I don't want it too big because I do need to put my other little sentiment on there. Oop. There we go. I can get it in a good knot there. There we go. So that's one way to put a bow on. I am going to trim the ends because it's a little bit too long. So we'll just trim those off. And now I'm ready to put this on my card, just like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. As I get my glue going. Julie's going to teach me a trick her mom taught her. Yeah, my mom taught me how to tie bows too. And I tied a lot of my girls growing up. In their hair, on their dress, all kinds of places. So there's that. And now we just need to stamp our sentiment on our tag. And I am using, oops, here it is, the Dragonfly Garden stamp set for my sentiment because it goes with my papers. And I'm doing a thank you card today for this one. So this is going to be a thank you. And I've already got it ready on my little block. And I'm going to stamp it in Blackberry Bliss ink because that matches my cardstock. And I'm just going to stamp that. Whoops, I just flipped it over. And got ink on it too. Here we go. And then I'm just going to adhere that to there. Put a little glue on the back. Just like that. Get that straight. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on, I'm going to close my ink. Put some dimensionals on the back of this. So it'll be kind of, so I'm putting my dimensionals on the ends, kind of on the side, because I want the ribbon to go underneath. This is pretty thin ribbon, but if you have thicker ribbon, you can get like a little lump underneath, and you really don't want that. You don't want your sentiment rocking back and forth. So this one, I'm just going to put it on just like that. There we go. Fix my bow a little bit. And I am going to put a few little rhinestones. So these are just basic rhinestones. They're one of the most versatile things that Stampin' Up! Has because you can color them any color you want. You can see I kind of had cut mine before. So if you have stamping blends that match, which I do because they have a Blackberry Bliss stamping blend, you can just color, take the fat end works best, just color a couple of them and it dries right away so it won't get on your hand. You can only do this with the alcohol markers. You cannot do this with the Stampin' Write markers because it will not stick on there or dry on there. So, and then I'm just going to take these off and throw a couple on my card because every card is better with bling. Just throw a couple on there. There we go. And we're done. Oh no, not quite. Almost forgot. We do have another piece of Whisper White that goes with this. And this is just going to go right on the inside of my card and leaves me plenty of space to write a nice thank you note on there. You can stamp on the inside if you want. I'm not going to today. Sometimes I will before I send it out. If I know sometimes more of what I want to say, I might stamp some more on it. So there you go. Card number 1. So that's what it looks like if it's done that way. This is what it looks like if we flip the papers the other way. So I don't know if you have a favorite. I kind of like them both. I think you see the dandelions more on this, or not dandelions, dragonflies more on this one, because this one covers it up a little bit more. So there we go. So now we're going to do the other card. Move that out of the way. And the other card is this. Let me get my 2 pieces of Whisper White. We already cut that. So this is Bermuda Bay cardstock. I like this color for summer. And then we have ice cream paper. So ice cream cones. And we're going to put that paper on one of these pieces of basic white cardstock. And I think I'm going to do it the other way this time. So we're going to flip these. So this has like little sprinkles, like little confetti sprinkles, like you put on top of a cupcake or ice cream. So that one's going to go like that. So we're just going to glue those pieces down just like we did the other card. Oop. So I'm just going to put some, my glue stuck. I think I'm running out of glue too. Put some on there, flip it around, and just leave a little bit, probably about 1/8 of an inch is about how much space you have to go around. So we got that one put on. I'm going to put one of these on the side. And we're just going to kind of keep going around till we have all 4 pieces on there. Yep. Got a little crooked there. Scoot that over a little bit. There we go. Put this other side piece on. You know, I kind of feel bad about covering up all these little ice cream cones. Yeah, so yep, Julie, this is a fun layout. I kind of like it. It looks like I've done more work than I really have. Probably the hardest part is just cutting the triangle pieces, but really that's really not that hard. It's pretty easy. As long as you get it lined up, it works really good. So we got one more piece to put on. I'm going to put that right here at the bottom. There we go. And then this is going to go on the front of our card, but I am going to put some ribbon on this one too. Different colors. So this is actually, I think it's Pool Party. Yep, Pool Party, which is a little lighter. It's very sheer. So, oh gosh darn, I didn't want to do that. I was going to show you the other way to put it on. Oh, I can. Never mind. I've lost my brain. I thought I'd already glued it down. It looks so good right there, but I haven't. So if you don't want to wrap it around and tie it, you can just kind of put it in the middle. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take my, as soon as I find it, my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to run a little bit right there and a little bit on this side. Whoop. Then I'm just going to fold it over and press it down. I'm going to do the same with this side. I'm just going to cut it off, just like that. And there it is on there. This way doesn't use as much ribbon, so if you don't have as much ribbon to work with, you might want to try this. And then I'm going to adhere this down, and then I'm just going to make I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to make a bow and attach the bow with the glue dot. So instead of it all being one piece, it's actually 2. Oops, let me get my card going right side up here. There we go. And and I'm gonna actually put my oval and stuff. So this time I did 2 ovals from the Layering Ovals, and I'm making this a birthday card. So I am kind of using, I'm using part of it anyway. This is the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set that coordinates with the paper, but the happy birthday is really big and it would go across the entire side. So I'm actually using one of my backup stamp sets that I use a lot that has every sentiment on it. I'm going to use this little happy birthday. This is called Peaceful Moments. It's a great stamp set because it has a little bit of everything on it. But this one is more the right size for what I want for this. So I am going to stamp this, move my stuff over, in Bermuda Bay ink. And hey Donna, how are you? So I'm going to put it on the left-hand side, my other left-hand side, which would really be the right-hand side. And I'm just going to stamp it right on there, just like that. And on this stamp set, there's like these little dots here. So I'm going to put some of those dots on here too. So, but I am going to like stamp off a little first, just to kind of give it a little something on the side over here. Maybe a little there, kind of like that. And to decorate it, well actually I'm going to put this together first. I'm going to put this on top, glue those down together, and to decorate it I'm actually going to take a piece of this paper that has the ice cream cones on it and just pick one of them and fussy cut it out. Takes like 2 seconds to do that. So you can see there's all different kinds of ones, but I kind of like that one because it kind of matches more what I have. I don't know. Blue, maybe, or this one. Which one do you think? We're gonna cut them both, and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna kind of cut around them with my paper snips, and super easy because you know there's not a whole lot of in and outs. You don't want to cut the little tip off the ice cream cone. And I do leave a little bit of white around the outside because that way you're not cutting off any of the picture, and it just kind of defines it a little bit better. And yep. There we go. So that one, actually it kind of blends in a lot, doesn't it? We'll try the other one. I might like this one better. Or maybe we could put both of them on there. Sometimes I just kind of like to fly by the seat of my pants, and I don't really plan this out very well. Or I plan it, but I change my mind when I'm doing stuff a lot. I'm not sure if you're like me, but I have things planned out in my head, and I think I know what it's going to look like until I do it, and then it's like my brain and my head aren't together. So then I end up changing it a little bit. So kind of like this one right here. I thought I'd like the blue, but I'm thinking this might give it a little more contrast, so it might just look a little better. So that's the blue. That's that one. I kind of like that one better. Or we could just put them both on there. So anyway, so this is going to go on here with dimensionals. And then I'm going to put my little bow right there. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. As soon as I find where I put them. There they are. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one, although this ribbon's pretty thin too, is I'm putting them on the top and the bottom, not on the ends. So take the backing off, put that on a little bit off center because now I'm going to make a bow and put it on the side. So my mom taught me to tie a bow. You have a tree, the bunny runs around the tree, he goes into the hole of the tree, and then you pull. And then you play with the ends to make it the size you want it. Yep. So you can make it bigger or smaller. I got twisted a little bit there. All right, I twisted that somehow. Sorry, I'm gonna start over. Evidently my bunny was tired, maybe from delivering all those eggs on Easter. There we go. That's better. Just playing with my bow. And I'm just going to cut the ends off. There we go. Put a little glue dot on him, which I have right here. You just put the knot right on the glue dot and press down on it and pull it up. The glue dot comes right with it, and then you can press it down, and there you go. And what do you think? 2 ice cream cones or 1? Oh, I think I like 2. All right, so this one I'm going to glue down, and the other one I'm going to put on a dimensional, so it's going to look on top of each other. So we're just going to glue that one. This one's going to get a couple dimensionals on the back. Oop, that didn't come off there. There we go. And just going to take the backing off of these and put that on there. And there we go. We're done. Oh, wait. Forgot the inside of my card again. We're going to put that on the inside. Get my glue out because that was closest to me. Yep. Flip it over. I could cut another little ice cream cone and put it in the corner. But there we go. So there's that card. This is the other one that I did earlier. You can see this one has a circle on it, so it's a little bit different. And then these two, let me flip them this way so you can see better maybe, are the ones that we reversed the paper on it. So not sure which one I think I like it this way better, I think, than this way, now that I've done them both. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy card, or 2 cards. So I hope you give it a try. It's you just need 1 piece of designer series paper that you're going to cut, a cardstock base, and a piece of white, or you could use a different color, contrasting color if you wanted, piece of cardstock, and just a little sentiment on top, and you're done. So I hope you enjoyed this, and you'll find it on my blog coming up soon, and you can find that at www.jumpingintostamping.com. If you want to know when I'm posting on my blog, there also is a place on there where you can sign up to be notified every time I post, so you don't have to go back and forth seeing, did she put something up today or not? So there you go. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you again next week, and have a great week. Good night.